Part 2 of this tutorial will introduce you to animation techniques and slide transitions. Several examples are given. We will start to analyze Lakeisha's video. If you haven't already done so, open PowerPoint so you can start building your video as you watch this tutorial. It will also provide a place for you to investigate some of the animation and transition techniques. Don't be afraid to create some practice slides, as you can always delete them later. Remember that you can stop this tutorial at any time to practice what you learn. You will soon become adept at switching between your own PowerPoint document and this tutorial. We're going to be looking at two tabs in this video, the Transitions tab and the Animations tab. The Transitions tab, shown here, is used to control the transition from one slide to the next. If you don't use transitions, your resulting video will appear jerky and abrupt. By using transitions, you will flow seamlessly from one slide to the next. To apply the transition, just click on the drop down and pick one of the effects. You can investigate this a little bit more on your own. The Animations tab is used to apply animation effects to objects and text that you've added to your screen. You can control the animation timing and the order in which the objects appear on the screen. So I'm giving you a little demonstration here. If I want to insert a text box, I would click on Insert, Shapes. Here's the text box. I'm going to add the text box. This is some text, and I want to animate this. So I would click on it, the edge of the box, click on Animations, and I will use the Shape animation. I will change this to With Previous so that as soon as this slide comes up, that text will come on the screen. Let's also add a shape of some sort. I'm going to add a box, and this is some more text. And if I'd like to animate this box, I'll go back to Animations, and I've got a bunch of these. I'll use the swivel option. And again, we want to have this come in a certain order. I have it enter the screen the same time the text box does, or I could do it after. We'll select after. I can control the duration of how long it takes to enter. We'll just leave that at 2. Okay, you'll have to decide that on your own video as to how long those things should be. You could delay it a little bit after that one. But let's take a look at it. So here it is. There's the transition. There's the introduction of the text. And there's the animation of the box. This is scene 1 of Lakeisha's video. It's a basic slide that has a graphic image that she inserted. She also inserted some text inside of a text box, and the animation on this particular text box happens to be a split animation with a 2.5 second duration. There's also, if you look in the animation pane, there's a second animation here that actually belongs to the music. Now we're not going to discuss inserting music in this video. Or in this tutorial. We'll wait until the workshop to discuss that, because we'll use Movie Maker to insert any kind of audio tracks like that. From a transition standpoint, the transition to this slide is a shape transition, and you'll notice when we play it here in just a second what that looks like. So let's take a look. So there's the shape transition, the animation of the text, the introduction of the music, and there you have it. Fairly simple. You might try to create an introductory slide for your own video and see if you can apply some of the things that Lakeisha has done here. Before we continue on with Lakeisha's video, what I'd like to do is show you some more basics. In this case, we're going to look at animating a number of boxes. What I'd like to do is for each of these 4 boxes to appear on the screen in a given order. Box 1 first, box 2 second, and so on. So in order to do that, you select the Animations tab, click on the first item that you'd like to appear on the screen, and provide a animation effect. In this case, I'll use shape, And just to add a little variety here, we'll use different shapes. So box 2, I'll use wipe. Box 3, I'll use split. And box 4, I'll use float in. So you get to see 4 different effects. Now, one of the things that's extremely useful is the animation pane. And what the animation pane shows you is the animations that you've applied on this particular slide. But what I'd like to change is, notice here we have these little mouse icons, which means that whenever you click the mouse, the box will enter the screen, but we don't want that. We want those to occur automatically. So since I've got one of these selected, I'm going to hold my shift key down and click on the top one to select all of them. And then what I'm going to do is change the start to after previous, so they'll come in sequential order. So with that done, let's give it a look. Box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4. Now box 3 came in just a little bit too quick for my liking, or it finished a little quick, and the reason for that is the duration was only a half second. So let's make that, let's make it 2 seconds and see what effect that has. So there you have it. Now you can use this to introduce your guiding questions, your essential question, your challenge, things like that by just typing text in a box and have it appear on the screen. So give it a try, see what you think. Now let's take a look at Lakeisha's credentials slide. The primary features you have here on this slide are a text box, and you've got 2 objects, a picture of Lakeisha and also the logo of the Cincinnati Public Schools. What we'll do is, in order to look at these, we'll look at first the transition. In this case, she used an uncover transition to bring the slide onto the screen. In the animation section for the text box, in fact, we'll open up the animation pane here, she used a fly-in animation, and the fly-in animation, the settings here, duration of 1.75 seconds, no delay. For the picture, she used a shape animation, and the duration there is set at 2.0. It's set to go after previous, which means it'll come after the text is put onto the screen. And lastly, she uses brings the Cincinnati Public Schools logo on with a shape animation. This is set at 2.75 second duration. So let's take a look at it, see how this looks. So here's the animation of the text. There's the picture. And there's the Cincinnati Public Schools. Using slide transitions helps you reduce the jerkiness or abrupt movement as you move from one slide to the next. So insert a transition on each of the slides in your presentation. Animating objects also allows you to create multiple messages on a given slide, and also to allow the viewer to focus on one thought at a time. Lastly, I think you're ready to try developing your own introduction and credentials slides, so why don't you give that a try now. This concludes part 2 of this video series. When you're ready, proceed to part 3.